Welcome to the Ben and Bash podcast, Tag Team Talks.
I'm Ben.
I'm Bash. It's time to lace up your boots and hit the mat with the Ben and Bash podcast, Tag Team Talks.
All right, this episode here. If you watched last episode, we did top 10 baby faces in wrestling. Today we are doing top 10 heels in wrestling. My list, if you looked at the last list, I'm sure it's just like last time. I did top 10 all time. Bash did top 10 currently. To give y'all a good perspective from a younger wrestling fan to an older wrestling fan, right? I think you did yours current.
Yep.
Mine's is more all-time list. We'll see that as we go. But let's get down to it.
Okay. For my number 10 and top 10 heels, I got the Final Testament.
Nice. Okay.
There's not that much reason why they're on here. I just ran out of ideas and...
Just kind of like them a little bit?
Yeah. They have good wrestlers, and they're trying to build a name for themselves, so I got to put them somewhere on the list.
Attacking people in NXT, WWE. Yeah, they're all over the place. Yeah. So you got number 10?
Yep.
All right, my number 10. This guy will eventually probably be higher up on my list as he gets older and gets more experience. But I could not make a top 10 list without putting MJF on there from AEW. I mean, he's young. I mean, considering, I think he's mid-20s, which is not young, but it's not old either. Has a long time of wrestling ahead of him. I mean, is he gonna eventually go with WWE? Is he gonna stay with AEW? We're gonna wait to see where that goes. But MJF, I got for my number 10 top heels. He can get a crowd going. I mean, you talking about a guy who knows exactly what buttons to push with the crowd. He can make them love him. He can make them hate him, but he can definitely make them hate him. I mean, so yeah, MJF is my number 10.
Is he like hurt or something, or is he?
No, he hadn't wrestled since he lost to Samoa Joe, and then Adam Cole turned on him.
Yeah.
So he hadn't been around the wrestling since then. You know, if he's hurt, might be hurt. I'm not sure. He may be injured. Maybe doing some recovering.
Okay, for my number 9, I have the Kabuki Warriors. No, the Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors.
Okay, nice.
And they're number 9 because they're in one of the best women's in my opinion, the best women's faction. At least that I've seen. I haven't seen that many women's factions, but Damage Control. And I'm talking about like Bailey, Dakota, Asuka, Kyrie, and Iyo. That Damage Control, not the current Damage Control.
Nice. Okay.
And that's why I put them on this list.
All right, number 9. My number 9 is one of the best managers in history of wrestling. Paul Heyman.
I didn't know we were doing managers.
We're doing best heels. We didn't say wrestlers, just best heels. He's in wrestling, right? In wrestling history. Didn't say top 10 heel wrestlers. Said top 10 heels in wrestling. There you go. You like that? You really like the rest of it. But anyways, so yeah, I got Paul Heyman as my number 9. I mean, you're talking about a guy who is probably top 5 best talkers, if not top 2 talkers of all time. One of the best managers of all time. He's represented a bunch of different wrestlers from CM Punk to Brock Lesnar to Roman Reigns. I mean, he's been with the Bloodline family members for, 30, 40 years now. I mean, he's been all around the world, plus some. He started ECW. I mean, yeah, but Paul Heyman, I got number 9, top 10 heels of all time.
Nice pick. For my number 8, I have now the leader of the leader of Damage Control, Iyo Sky.
Dakota Kai, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I guess either one.
Well, she was the former champion. So
Yeah, that's right. You go either one. But yeah, that's right. That sounds about right.
And same thing with the Kabuki Warriors, best women's faction in history, in my opinion. She was the champion, basically the leader. until they turned on Bailey, which Dakota kinda was the leader then, but she did most of the talking because most of the fans are American, so
Not most of the fans, but it's
like
Dakota's easier to understand.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's easier to understand what she's saying. Yeah. Because there's fans all over the world. But yeah, I got you.
So she's basically the mouthpiece.
That's good. That's a good word for it. Yep.
Of damage control.
Yep. But you got Iyo Sky as your number 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about her?
No.
All right.
I just realized I was talking more about Dakota Kai than
Yeah, you can alternate. It doesn't matter. Either one. Yeah. I see though. All right, my number 8. We talked about Paul Heyman being one of the best managers. My number 8 is arguably the best manager in the history of wrestling, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Who?
He was the manager when Andre the Giant fought Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You know the guy that was on the.
I've heard of his name, but I don't remember like all this stuff about him.
Yeah, if you watch the Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant match for WrestleMania.
Didn't they have a couple matches?
Yeah, but don't try to win the WrestleMania when he body slammed him.
Oh.
The guy that came out with Andre the Giant in that cart, that's Bobby the Brain Heenan. So yeah, Bobby the Brain Heenan is my number 8. You're talking about probably the single greatest manager of all time. And just like the baby faces, I don't think Bobby the Brain Heenan has ever been a baby face. I think he's always been a heel. I cannot remember a time ever he was a good guy. Never. I mean, I may be mistaken for that, but I've always seen him associated with, Andre the Giants, the King Kong Bundys, the big bad guys of wrestling while he was wrestling. I mean, I may be mistaken on that, but Bobby the Brain Heenan I have for my number 8 top 10 heel.
For my 7, another tag team, another group, in A-Town Down Under.
That's a good one.
They're my second. Well, they're my favorite heel tag team, but they're my second tag team right now, in general.
Gotcha.
It consists of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, the WWE Tag Team Champion. That's what it's called now?
I think so.
So that's why I have them on my list.
All right. Anything else from A-Town Down Under?
No.
All right. My number 7 is the dirtiest player in the game. You already know what I'm talking about. The Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. I mean, you talking about a heel of all heels. I mean, this guy, he put on, as they call them now, bangers after bangers, but you love to hate him. I mean, he was one of them guys where he would go in there, out wrestle your favorite wrestler, and then talk about him, and then go out partying. I mean, Nature Boy was the heel because he lived a lifestyle that other people dreamed of living. I mean, from the way he wrestled, from his lifestyle outside of wrestling, his flair, no puns intended. Nature Boy, Ric Flair, my number 7 of all time heels.
For 9, number 6 is probably coming to as a surprise to you, but so was MFT Tama Tonga.
You might know what MFT stands for yet? I don't know what that means yet.
Yeah.
I know there's people been speculating online and stuff, but I haven't figured out what MFT means yet. Well, I guess we'll find out here in the coming weeks. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Wait.
What's up?
It might be like, that would probably be Paul Heyman if that's what it stands for.
What do you think it stands for? Throw it out there.
Like manager for tribal chief or something.
No, that's Paul. Yeah, that could be a good one, but we'll see. We can see.
Maybe I think it has something to do with tribal. I
maybe.
feel like it has.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a few coming weeks.
Or maybe we'll not.
Yeah, or maybe not.
I don't know. They might reveal it when Roman Reigns comes back.
Yeah.
Might be something insulting Roman Reigns.
If he comes back. He may not come back though.
Yeah. But, he's the tribal chief. He has to have that match with The Rock.
Does he?
Who else? Who's gonna be the tribal chief?
I mean, The Rock took 11 years off.
Well, yeah.
All right, so I'm just saying, who knows what Roman Reigns can do? He might take the time off too.
I mean, knowing Roman Reigns is probably gonna be way more than The Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
Um.
But yeah, go back to what you were talking about with Tama Tonga.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty much finished.
Okay, so what else? Why you talk about him?
Cause he is like the MFT for Solo Sokoa. He's in the Bloodline, which the Bloodline has shrink very much now.
Yeah. I mean, they did bloody up Kevin Owens pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know.
He literally ran into Kevin Owens with the car. How would you not put that on your top 10 heels currently?
Exactly. That's correct. Yeah, that's a nice heel one right there. Gotta give him more time though, see kind of how much of a heel he can be. My number 6, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. I don't know if Bash remembers Kurt Hennig.
Well,
but
I just thought he was called Mr. Perfect. I didn't know it was actual.
Yeah, his real name was Kurt. Well, not his real name was his name was Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, or Mr. Perfect for a lot of people. This guy was a villain. I mean, he had the vignettes where he would just do stuff that was like throw a football to himself, hit a home run every time he swung a bat. I mean, shoot a basket. He made it. I mean, he was rubbing to the face of people about how good he was compared to them. Like he was just better than them at every single thing you put in front of him. He was perfect, aka Mr. Perfect. I mean, he did the towel threw behind his back, catch it with the other hand. I don't never remember him missing that spot before, but yeah, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, my number 6 heel of all time.
For my 5, I picked the only NXT person on my list in the NXT Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez.
Nice.
She lost her title. She was a babyface for a while. Then she just randomly appeared on a random NXT and randomly took out Lyra Valkyria. I mean, she had a reason, so it wasn't that randomly, but that's why she's a heel. Like, I don't know why people hate her. She has a good reason to back up why she injured Lyra Valkyria.
Mm-hmm. She never lost her belt.
Yeah.
And she was gonna attack whoever had the belt.
Mm-hmm. Lyra Valkyria got attacked 2 times. One by Roxanne Perez and then by Paxley. What's it?
Yeah, Tatum Paxley.
The Tatum Paxley.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I have her on number 5, because the crowd hates her.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. My number 5. This guy has been both a heel and a babyface, but for about a probably 2 or 3 year span, he was the most hated man in the wrestling for a while. Macho Man Randy Savage. Like I said, this guy was loved at one time, and then him and Mr. Elizabeth, he treated her horribly for a while. He dumped her. He joined forces with Sensational Sherry, who was a heel manager as well. And, I mean, people wanted him to get beat every single time he stepped out there. I mean, it wasn't even funny that, but people wanted him to lose no matter what. I mean, but Ultimate Warrior finally beat him, knocked some sense into him. I think he turned babyface after that, but for that short period of time when he was with Sensational Sherry and all that, he was a ultimate heel. Macho Man and Randy Savage is my number 4 of all time heel personas.
For my number 4, I picked Dirty Dom.
That's a good one.
And he turned on his own father, so have to have him somewhere in the top 10 heels.
Mm-hmm. Surprised he didn't put him number 1, but that's number 4 is pretty good though.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
And he's at number 4. He's a great heel. like he's like so booed, like he can't even get a word out. Like there was literally a clip, he was booed at his own wedding. That's how much of a heel he is. And that's why I have him on number 4 in the top 5 list. In top, not top 5, top 10.
That's a good one. That it with Dirty Dom?
Mm-hmm.
All right. My number 4 is the Legend Killer Randy Orton. When he was doing the Randy Orton, Legend Killer Randy Orton thing, I mean, I don't know who liked him at that point in time. I mean, he was literally kicking legends in the head.
I mean, I liked him because he was so good at being a heel.
Yeah, but that's why I got him as a heel, though, because he was literally kicking people in the head, knocking them unconscious.
Ric Flair, remember that?
Yeah.
During the COVID era.
Yep, I remember a lot of them. So I'm saying, but I'm talking about before the COVID era. I'm talking about early after Evolution, Randy Orton.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, throwing people down a flight of stairs, kicking them. I mean, RKO and older women in the ring. I mean, RKO with celebrities. I mean, Randy Orton was the ultimate heel when he was Legend Killer Randy Orton. I mean, this guy did not care who was in the ring with him. It could be his own dad. He would RKO him. I mean, he was punt kicking everybody in the face, RKOing everybody. I mean, he was just the ultimate heel at that time. So Randy Orton I have for my number 4 heel of all time.
For my number 3, I have the leader of the bloodline right now, Solo Sikoa. He is right now taking the place of Roman Reigns, and that's why I have him on 3 by more reason. He attacked his own flesh and blood.
His own brother, older brother at that.
Yeah. And Jimmy Uso, which still doesn't compare to attacking your own twin brother, but it's like pretty close on the list.
Yeah, gotcha.
And with MFT Tomatonga, how he probably agreed with him running into Kevin Owens with the car. He was probably his idea. And that's why I have him on my top 3. That's why I have him on my 3 for my top 10 heels.
Nice. All right, you done with Solo? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to go with a guy who was hated for years. The showstopper, Shawn Michaels. I mean, after the Montreal screw job and the way he did Bret Hart, I don't know anybody who liked Shawn Michaels at that point in time. I mean, they literally cost Bret Hart the championship and he never lost it. I mean, referee was in on it, Vince was in on it. I mean, everybody was in on it. And Shawn Michaels was the one who benefited from that, a.k.a. he lost his smile, for those who knows. But, yeah, Shawn Michaels, after the Montreal screw job, was the biggest heel in wrestling. And people hated him for that. And people still do hate him for that. I mean, that was one of the biggest individual heel moves in wrestling history. So that's why I have Shawn Michaels as my number 3 all-time heel.
Nice pick. For my number 2, I got one of the founders of Prime and Logan Paul.
Everybody's favorite YouTuber?
Yep. And I have Logan Paul because he has people in his prime bottle fighting for him, getting hurt, just so he can build up back his energy and then eventually win the match. Most likely, except when KSI is in the prime bottle. I shall speak and actually get the job done.
Nice. Yeah.
I've actually never watched I Show Speed. I just seen him on YouTube stuff. I've never watched a whole video of him.
Makes sense.
And Logan Paul with those brass knuckles, a fist made of titanium. He used the brass knuckles in like every one of his matches. He turned heel not recently, kind of recently, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, he's been booed since he first stepped foot in wrestling, but yeah, he's been a heel for sure because he's been knocking guys out with the brass knuckles. I mean, Seth Rollins, Randy, Kevin Owens. I mean,
yeah. And
Ricochet.
Yeah. And he, like, everybody hates him, but they gotta respect him cause he can back up his words in that wrestling ring. And that's why I have him on number 2.
Nice. My number 2, I'm gonna go with another old school guy. I mean, this guy right here scared kids. Jake the Snake Roberts. I mean, this guy literally brought a snake to the ring in a bag every single time he wrestled. I mean, you had kids that were scared when he went to that bag. I mean, he even went so far as to have the snake bite Macho Man. I mean, bit him right in the arm. I mean, I don't know what other definition you use for a heel. I mean, Jake the Snake, he can get the crowd to go against him, to boo him. I mean, he had little kids. When you scare little kids, you're a heel. I don't care how else you want to do it. When your little kids are scared of you, just for you having a bag in your hand, and because they know there's a snake in there, and a lot of kids are scared of snakes, especially the big snakes he had. So I have Jake the Snake Roberts as my number 2 heel of all time.
Okay. So, for my number 1, I got the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And he's a heel because he's my top one. He's my number 1 heel because every week he just walks in the ring. Before he says anything else, he says, "Acknowledge me," and half of the crowd is cheering him and half of the crowd is booing him. And like, he's such a good heel that even when he was a babyface, he was still getting booed. Like, after he beat the Undertaker, nobody liked him anymore. Like,
after the Undertaker, he said like one line and he got booed so bad. It was like 7 to 10 minutes of just.
I think I remember what it was.
Of them booing him.
You remember what he said?
Yep.
What he said?
It's my yard now.
Yeah.
Yep.
That made him.
I was actually there when that happened.
You were?
Yeah, you were like a baby, but yeah, I was actually there when that happened.
That like, I've seen clips of that. That literally made him sound like a heel.
Yeah, he didn't get a word out. Like, I think he wanted to say more, but the way the crowd was, he was never gonna get more than a line out like that.
I feel like him saying that one word was more effective than him saying like a whole essay.
Exactly.
And that's why I have him on my heel. When he tries to be a babyface, the crowd turns him into a heel.
Anything else for your number 1?
Nah.
All right, my number 1. This guy right here is probably one of the best talkers in the history of wrestling. I mean, this guy can get under anybody's skin. I mean, crowd, other wrestlers. I mean, people love to hate him. I mean, he was hated by multiple wrestlers. I'm going to go with Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper, number 1 heel of all time in wrestling. I mean, what else can you say about him? People who watch Roddy Piper can know. I mean, the man just oozed off heel persona. I mean, the man got booed left and right, and he loved every bit of it. I mean, what else can you say about the man? The man, like I said, the man got booed and loved it. I mean, he can get under your skin by saying, just say one sentence and hit the whole crowd booing him. Other wrestlers, you can say something about other wrestlers, and they booed him. I mean, they hate him. They wanted to beat him down so bad, and he was still going to the ring and beat him. He never won a world championship that I can remember. I know he won other, mid-card belts, but I can never remember him winning a world championship belt, but he was always the man people hated. So for my number one top 10 heel of all time, I have Hot Rod Roddy Piper. That was some good lists right here now today, buddy. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add before we close it out?
Wait, no. One more thing about Roman Reigns.
Okay.
When he said, "This is my yard now," well, I think he's well. First of all, his tone was like a heel, and when he said, "This is my yard now," that was a direct shot to the Undertaker.
Yep. He had just beat him right before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah.
Brock Lesnar was like supposed to be a heel. Was supposed to be the big bad guy. And when he beat the Undertaker, people still like booed him and stuff. But they booed Roman Reigns way more than Brock Lesnar after that he beat the Undertaker. And that's crazy. When he's a babyface, he gets booed more than an actual heel.
I mean, he got booed at Royal Rumble when he won. The Rock came out, and he still got booed. Even The Rock got booed
because people wanted him to win the year before, right?
Yep. A lot of the fans people were cheering for him the year before, and he didn't win. And then the year he did win, people didn't like him. Because
they wanted Daniel Bryan to win, but he wasn't even in the Royal Rumble, which I'm still surprised by that now.
Yep, exactly.
At least Daniel Bryan got his WrestleMania moment.
Yep, right, he did.
That's all people wanted, really.
Yep, he had to wrestle 2 matches to do it, but he did it.
Wait, when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble, who was that? When he fought Triple H?
I can't remember. Maybe.
All right. Anyways, I feel that's the end of the episode.
All right. So, I'm Ben.
I'm Bash.
This has been the episode of
Tag Team Talk.